G'day guys, and this little video today is a little bit of a special one to us because I'm over here in Horsham, which is in Victoria, Australia, and I'm standing here with my dad. Say g'day, Dad.
G'day everyone, and let me tell you this video is special to me also. Today we're going to try and tell you about a father and son relationship, and I guess a father and son relationship is built on values that you've taught your child over the years, and very much about open communication.
It's certainly something for me that I think the values were instilled as a kid, but I never really learned it until I was a little bit older. As some of you know by watching this video, or you might have seen in some of the previous Mantastic videos, I got a little bit off track, working too hard and running out of time and always being too busy and focusing on really things that weren't actually important. And I was only when I really implemented the principles that we teach in our program that I actually got stuff on track and started to create the time, isn't it, Basil? And now it's probably one of the more special things in our life.
Well, let me tell you that Tom and I communicate daily. Tom's in New Zealand, I'm in Australia. We speak daily. That doesn't mean that we're in each other's pockets, but I'm very interested in Tommy's business or businesses that he's got going, and I'm very proud of my boy. But you know, because I'm 61 years old this year, you know, I can draw on a bit of life experience, and why can't Tommy tap into that? Say, hey Dad, what would you do in this scenario or whatever, and why not? You know, I mean, let me go back a step. I'd like to say that Tom and my relationship would be more like two brothers than father and son. And you know, it's so happy, it's so easy. But let me point out again, communication has to be so open. Whether it be financial communication, relationship communication, anything. You know, you're allowed to laugh, you're allowed to smile, you're allowed to cry. We all have ups, we all have downs, we all have highs, we all have lows. It's a fact of life.
So that'd really be tip one for the guys watching this video, is that have open communication with your dad, have open communication with your son, share everything, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Tommy knows when I've got the shits. He really does, because I'll tell him.
But I listen now.
Yeah, not because of Tom, but because of something that's happened in my life, and I find myself drawing on Tom to help me out, and that's the way I think. It's a two-way communication thing, and let me say that it's born out of respect. It's born out of respect for what I've achieved in my life. It's born out of respect for what Tom's achieved in his life. And I don't think you can ever ask for respect or demand respect. You simply earn respect.
Yeah. So what we'd share is probably the first point is sort of like have open communication as have an open communication line. I'd say point two, based on my experience, is you have time. You just need to create time when it's a value and family is important to you, and you decide you're going to live in line with that value. It's really easy to answer the phone. It's really easy to have empathy and ask what's going on and listen to the highs and the lows and share that. It's just got to be in your value system.
And I think you also have to put a little bit of hard work into it. What Tommy and I have decided is that every year now we're doing something special. 2014 Hawaii, again this year Hawaii, last year a couple of trips home, trip over to New Zealand, and that's not made. It's not made without making an effort. It's just as easy to sit on your backside and not go somewhere. But the memories we have of that 2014 Hawaii and America trip will never be erased from my mind, Tom.
Yeah, that's something that guys can do is book a trip in with their dad. Take the time. It's you have to do it.
It doesn't have to be a trip to America. It can quite easily be a fishing trip if your dad enjoys fishing. But there's no difference, just spend some father and son time together.
And what about any other tips? What would you give, a guy who wants to, a couple of tips, who wants to build their own version of a Mantastic life? What would you share based on your life experience?
Well, I did a little bit of a spiel for Mantastic in some of your opening comments there, Tommy, or closing comments.
It's in our welcome book, in the business of designing a Mantastic life program, guys.
And I think one thing I said, that family is so important. Immediate family. I mean, I'm not worried about your cousins or your second cousins or whatever. I couldn't give a shit. But you know, the basic thing is that your immediate family, you know, they're only here once, and it's so important. And I do realise too that not everyone shares a, you know, a great relationship like Tommy and I do. If you don't share that relationship, you know, don't be the one who says stuff Dad or stuff Tom or stuff someone. You make the phone call. You do the repairing. You put the band-aid on. Because when you do, and you start building a relationship, and you have a relationship like what Tom and I got, let me tell you, it's special.
That's the biggest point, eh?
Absolutely, yeah.
So take the time out, guys. You know, reach out to your families. No matter where your relationship is at with your father, with your mother, there's always a new level to take it to. And part of the fantastic thing to do is to treat that as your responsibility and something that you're going to work on improving in your life. Because by you putting, you know, action or putting focus into it and then taking action, things are going to improve massively. And I'm certainly a living example of that. Hey, Dad.
Absolutely. And some people are stubborn. They say stuff you, Dad, or stuff you, Tom, and you can make the first move. I'm not going to. Well, let me tell you, don't do that. Life's too short to do that. Put the band-aid on, fix it, and enjoy.
Awesome. Last question for you is to share with the guys who are watching this video is explain the importance of a guy having his man cave, because we're here in your shed. You've had a shed ever since I've grown up.
Okay.
The importance for a guy to have his own man cave.
Well, let me tell you, I enjoy a beer. I always have been, you know, partial to the odd ale. And I've always had a man cave. It's a little bit of a thing with Basil. He likes his cars. Let me tell you, I've owned over 400 cars and motorbikes in my life, and that's a fact. And yeah, it's my time, and I think, you know, in any relationship you have to have time. Let me tell you also something else. You're never ever going to have a good relationship with anyone unless you feel happy in yourself. First thing to do is feel happy within yourself. And I describe that as a warm feeling in your belly. If you've got a warm feeling in your belly, you're happy. And that's when you can have good relationships. If you've got the shits with the world, you've got the shits with the world.
You're not going to have a fantastic life. You've got to fix it.
Yeah.
We know where to fix that. Visit www.mantasticlife.com and check out our signature program, The Business of Designing a Mantastic Life. We'll catch you soon. Bye for now from Horsham.
Bye from Horsham. Cheers.